I think learning with a bunch of friends makes it so much more fun. But the people that we weren't friends with that we met here were amazing. I think this is just such a great place. It's so conducive to the learning, and it never feels like we're being pushed past where we need to go. But at the same time, it feels like we're all being pushed in just the right amount for each of us.
I think it's cool to have people at different levels too. I felt really inspired by the people who were beyond my level, and yeah, it was just like great to have that motivation. Everybody's cheering each other on, which is so sweet. Again, like the people we knew, but also the new friends that we made were all so kind and, you know, celebratory of all the little victories. And yeah, it just feels like you're part of a family and a group that's headed towards the same direction.
I would see people surfing and they just seemed to have a relationship to the ocean that was just different, deeper, and I wanted that relationship.
And how did you find out about surf safety?
Vanessa. Yeah, Vanessa had brought a group of us maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
It was her birthday week, so she invited all of us to come out. So yeah, that's the only reason I found out about this place.
I'd been learning to surf for about 20 years, but nothing ever clicked. Like it was always just a hack. And then after that first week of good methodical coaching, everything seemed to click. And then the second week was better.
I started surfing after I had 5 kids. So I had been really focused on the kids for a long time, and I was tired and I was exhausted. And I started surfing and I was like, I felt so alive.
My motivation to start surfing was my friends. I would never have surfed had I not had such amazing athletic friends.
We were so lucky to have a friend who invited us to join her on this trip, and I've done it a couple of times before, but to like actually get this type of training was just such a beautiful gift and totally exceeded my expectations.
Well, my current motivation is I live in Hawaii. So, yeah, it's a part of the culture there, and wanting to obviously be active and, you know, have awesome activities you can do to get to meet people. So definitely surfing is a must if you want to have friends.
For me, you know, I was doing this as a group trip, so really pushing myself outside of my comfort zone and doing something challenging, physically challenging, something I'd never done before.
My motivation to start surfing was really my sister, who I came here with. So this is the first time I've surfed in 2 years, and it was a really great way to learn.
Our family would go on family vacations to Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Panama, and we just started to enjoy being in the water more and more. And as our family, daughter, son, and my wife all started to surf together, it became a family adventure that is hard to beat as an activity.
We came down here for the first time and I realized that all of the kind of coaching that I had had before wasn't really coaching. It was just like bring me out in the water and push me into a wave. And so to learn something as an adult for the first time in this way was totally eye-opening. And I've told people, you know, there is really, I don't think, another place that teaches as well. Way that Surf Simply just breaks it down, the way that Surf Simply kind of uses the video tool and the coaching and the tree of knowledge and the, you know, progressing through the different levels is an incredible way to learn as an adult. So my coach was Marlon, and we were really working on trying to decide before we got into the wave what we were going to do on the wave.
What is that section doing for us?
It's coming towards us.
Okay, here we go. The section comes. But why could we not hit that section? What are we missing to be able to hit that section?
Well, I'm like stalling rather than accelerating down to go up.
Absolutely, that is one thing. So if we are in this position already and we are stuck, we do want that bottom part of the board to show and make contact with that red bar.
And then being able to link a couple of different things together, a bottom turn with a maneuver, figure out a target. And so really trying to kind of take all of these skills that I've built one by one and link them all together.
I was with Amaya, and this week we were working on angled takeoffs and catching our own unbroken waves. We were working on trimming to the wave, carving from the wave. But the biggest thing was just overall confidence, that I could paddle in without needing her push, and that no matter how steep it was or how far a paddle out, the technique was there. So it was really just like self-proficiency is what we worked on.
There's a big wall coming at you, a series wall of white water. You know it's about to close out. You still get to your feet, which was very well done.
I came in with the goal of riding an unbroken wave and was able to do that a little bit earlier in the week. So then we focused on angled takeoffs, Derek's motto, angles will set you free.
If you hear me behind you going, more angle, more angle, more angle, that's probably because I'm looking back, seeing the wave getting really steep, and I don't want you to nosedive. But again, when do I start paddling, how hard do I paddle, and how much do I angle is all based on what's going on behind me.
There's something about the way you do things that you just attract really cool people. You know, cool, like someone who wants to learn something later in life and is adventurous and is willing to try and is willing to do it with other people and encourage other people. Like, I've loved every single person I've met at Surf Simply.
Well, I'm here with my wife, and I'm always her biggest fan. So I'd like to see her get better fast, and she takes to coaching super well. And then there's always the camaraderie of the group. And on this particular adventure, I was the only guy, so it seems like a good place for guys to come to surf.
Because not only is it like the most proficient professional coaching, but it's just an overall great week of being a human. You know, you're like in nature with your friends, being fed with great people, great coaches, stretching, sleeping, napping. It's just conducive to a lot of joy.
Honestly, everything was great. The stretching was incredible. Everybody who was offering something was exceptional at what they offered.
The way that they organized and structured all the services, from the food to the massages to the stretching, was so thoughtful, and you can tell that they really thought for non-surfers, for advanced surfers, what would be the right combination and the right timing of things to make it a perfect week.
I think what I found to be really wonderful is that it's not intimidating, and I think surf culture can seem very intimidating and sort of gatekeepy, but really everybody is very friendly and approachable and breaks it down in ways that made me have pretty consistent progress, which is different than my previous experience of just sort of trial and error. And everybody is super excited when you achieve, like, unlock the next level, so it's very supportive.
For a lot of people who are used to taking care of other people, you feel so incredibly taken care of here.
Top of the world coaches and just deep hospitality.